You are an advanced English speaker navigating a demanding professional landscape, whether that's in the office, in the US or Canada, or connecting remotely with international teams. And you know that clear, effective communication isn't just a skill, it's imperative for your success. So today we are diving into a powerful strategy called the push-pull technique. Mastering this can significantly boost your influence in English and help you achieve your personal and professional goals. If you're ready, let's get into it. Okay, so what exactly is this push-pull technique, you might be asking? Well, let's talk about it this way. Imagine you're trying to move a heavy door. If you only push, it might resist. If you only pull, you might not have enough leverage. But if you find the right combination, the door swings open smoothly. It's similar in communication. The push is about confidently sharing your belief, your position, or your proposal. It's about clarity and conviction. You're essentially saying, here's what I think, and here's why. This shows both leadership and direction. For example, I believe this new software will significantly improve our team's efficiency. So the pull here is about drawing others in. It's about asking thoughtful questions, inviting collaboration, and making people feel like their input is valued. You're saying, what are your thoughts on this? How can we make this work together? This is really important because it fosters buy-in and it strengthens relationships. For instance, what are your initial thoughts on how this software could integrate with your current projects? The magic happens when you balance these two. You're not being aggressive, nor are you being passive. You are being assertively collaborative. Why is this technique so very effective, especially for professionals like you in English-dominant workplaces? Firstly, it builds respect. In North American business culture, directness is often appreciated. That's your push. But equally important is teamwork and valuing diverse perspectives. That's your pull. Using both push and pull shows that you're confident and considerate. Secondly, it encourages buy-in. People are far more likely to support an idea if they feel like they've contributed to it. The pull aspect makes them part of the solution, not just recipients of a directive. And this, my friends, is crucial for project success and team cohesion. Thirdly, it reduces resistance. So if you only push your ideas, especially as someone who might still be navigating subtle cultural cues, it can sometimes be perceived as too forceful. But by incorporating the pull, you're balancing things out. You soften your approach, you open dialogue, and you make others more receptive. Fourthly, it leads to better outcomes. Your idea might be great, but the pull, asking questions, seeking feedback, can help refine it, uncover blind spots, and ultimately lead to a more robust and well-rounded solution. And finally, for advanced English learners and executives, this technique allows you to showcase your sophisticated communication skills and social fluency. It demonstrates that you can be assertive, push when needed, but also empathetic, collaborative, and inclusive. That's the pull, which are highly valued leadership qualities. It can help you overcome any hesitation that you might feel about strongly stating your views by providing a framework to do so constructively. Let's take a look at some practical examples of the push in action. Remember, the key here is clarity and confidence. So, in a team meeting, you might say, based on my analysis of the Q3 data, I recommend that we shift our marketing focus towards video content. It shows the highest engagement rates. When proposing a new idea, I've developed a new workflow that I believe could reduce our project turnaround time by 15%. Or in an email, my position is that we should invest in further training for the new platform to ensure everyone is proficient. Notice the direct language. I recommend, I believe, my position is. This is your push. Okay, now let's master the pull. So this is where you pull them in. This is where you invite people into the conversation, and it's where you engage others. So you want to use open-ended questions. So let's follow the marketing suggestion. What are your initial thoughts on prioritizing video content? What potential challenges or opportunities do you foresee for your teams? After we propose the new workflow, remember that example? We can say, how does this proposed workflow align with your current processes? What adjustments might make it even more effective from your perspective? And if we're responding to an email about the training, what are your team members' specific needs regarding the new platform? How can we best tailor the training to address those needs? So as you can see in these examples, the pull invites dialogue. It shows that you're not just dictating, you are collaborating. Okay, so now let's see them working together seamlessly. So imagine you're in a project meeting and a critical decision needs to be made. So here's the push. Looking at the tight deadline and our current resource allocation, I believe focusing on core feature X first is the most strategic approach to meet the client's immediate needs. And what about the pull? We can say, what's your take on this prioritization? How would focusing on core feature X impact your team's deliverables in the short term, and what support would you need? All right, let's look at another example. Perhaps when discussing a change in company policy. So for the push, I understand the rationale behind the new remote work policy, and I think that it offers some great flexibility. The pull here, however, how do we plan to address potential challenges for roles that require more in-person collaboration, and what resources will be available to ensure team cohesion? You see, you state your view or understanding, and then you invite discussion and input. All right, so to wrap up the push-pull technique and communication framework, it's an invaluable tool to have in your communication toolkit, right? It allows you, as you see with the examples, it allows you to be assertive and clear with your ideas. That's the push, while also being respectful, inclusive, and collaborative. That's the pull. For you as an advanced English speaker in a demanding professional role, this is not just about sounding fluent. It's about being influential. It's about building strong working relationships, and it's about driving successful outcomes. I want you to start practicing this framework today in your next meeting, when you write an important email, or even in a less formal discussion with colleagues or friends. Consciously try to balance your push statements with thoughtful pull questions. And then observe the responses. Refine your approach. Mastering this will not only make you more confident in your communication and also more effective, but it will significantly enhance your professional presence and success. And if you want more support and practice and feedback, then I invite you to join explearning Academy. You can find out more about our programs at academy.explearning.co. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.